Yoho! E aí, galerinha do mal, tudo beleza com vocês? Tio foi esse aqui na área hoje com o evento de revelação aí do Overwatch, né? Não sei se a gente chama agora Overwatch 2, porque, sei lá, velho, tá meio bugado isso. Mas enfim, vamos ver o que a dona Blizzard, né? A polêmica Blizzard aí vai aprontar pra gente aí, pra checarmos, né? Eu tô um pouco desatualizado das coisas aí do Overwatch, mas o Shink sempre vai falando esse negócio aí pra gente ficar inteirado, né? Ele tá mais ligadão aí no Overwatch. E vocês, meus queridos, como estão? Estão bem? Saudáveis? Tranquilos? Galera, eu passei meio zoado aí os últimos dias, então tava meio complicado fazer conteúdo. Mas agora eu tô aqui, tô firmão. E vai começar, hein? Eita, nós. Tirar esse negócio daqui. Eita, mas assim já?
Which one's your favorite? Mine's Tracer. She's like, cheers, love, the cavalry's here. You're one of those heroes, aren't you?
Before me, I see the future. Human.
Esse traje do DNA eu curti pra caramba, cara.
Don't you?
O Winston.
Even the best journeys end. But a new one is right around the corner.
New Era.
I am your...
Ah, ela aí, ó. Caraca, mano, ela usa machado, velho. Eu não entendi ainda se é um machado ou uma clava, sei lá. Os vistos. Bicho, eu gostei de jogar com a Orisa naquele beta lá, velho. Parece que vai rolar outro beta, né? Em breve. Rapaz, eu não tinha reparado nos dreadlock da Orisa. Depois eu quero ver com mais atenção. Oh, e esse bicho aí? 28, esse mês. Ah, esse mês já, da hora. Eu sou péssimo com data, eu sempre esqueço. Pesado. Ó, a diva ficou da hora, hein? Esse. De outubro.
Hello everyone, I am
eu acho que a qualidade da live não vai estar muito legal aí, tá, gente? Tá dando uns picos aqui de coisa, cara. Deixa eu ver se eu consigo habilitar aqui os...
On October the 4th, as an always-on, always-evolving life service game.
Veio legenda, mas nos idiomas bem diferentes. Alemão.
Now, if you're like me, you're eager to learn more, and that is why I'm here today at the Blizzard campus to better understand the decisions behind the announcements, find out what they mean for the players, and, with some luck, uncover a few new game details for you at home. And be sure to stay tuned for the world premiere of the new cinematic, The Wastelander, which was teased just a few days ago. So with that, let's get into it.
Vamos lá, hein? Eita! Essa musiquinha do Overwatch sempre dá uma empolgação do caramba, cara.
Joining me are Overwatch game director Aaron Keller and production director Paul Hale. First, how are you two doing?
I'm doing great, excited.
Yes, me too. So excited to be talking about this.
And I'm so excited to have you both here. Now, there was a ton of news which dropped over the weekend, and the community has been buzzing. And I'm excited to be able to sit down with you two now to unpack all of this for everyone watching at home. Now, the biggest announcement had to be the news that Overwatch 2 is releasing on October 4th as a free-to-play live service. That's incredible, and that must be very, very exciting for you and your team.
Só ver como vai ser as monetizações nesse jogo, né?
Labor of love for our team. We're all dedicated.
Se ficar só nas skins, tá GG.
Our community will enjoy for years to come. We also want players to feel like there was always something new for them to play or experience in the game. These goals really led us down the path of developing Overwatch 2 as an always-on living game. One that continues to evolve and expand through seasonal content drops and keeps the game as fresh and fun to play long after it turns on. We're lucky to have such a passionate and creative.
Aquilo de 9 semanas ali, se eu entendi bem, seria tipo Season Pass ou não?
More ways to play the game they love so much. In recent years, we haven't done a good enough job at delivering that for our fans, and we feel their frustration. We took a hard look at our strategy for Overwatch 2 to make sure that we could deliver new heroes, new maps, modes, and more to the community on a frequent.
Esse de empurrar o bagulho ali, até que eu achei legal esse modo. Que é temporada da Ranked. Ah, tá.
We know that's the community's top priority, and we feel like we have the right approach to be able to deliver that for them.
Galera que tá conferindo aí, gente, se quiser deixar um followzão aí já, aquela força aí pro canal, hein?
Well, the very first step is getting the game into everyone's hands, and that's going to happen on October 4th when we transition Overwatch 1 and invite every PC and console player to drop in and experience Overwatch 2's reimagined PvP experience. And that's just the beginning. Our plan is to deliver a steady drumbeat of new content every 9 weeks through free seasonal updates, ensuring that there's always something new to play, chase, unlock in Overwatch 2.
Well, that all sounds amazing, and it's so much of it too. And now, I'm sure everyone at home wants to hear more details.
Of course, I just need to share a look at the road ahead.
Sorry.
The journey is going to begin on October 4th, when Overwatch 2 releases free-to-play. This includes 3 new heroes, 6 new maps, a brand new mode, and more. The new heroes include Sojourn,
Mythic Skin,
Junker Queen, and a brand new support hero that we'll reveal in the months ahead. Our new maps will take
Vocês vão
players across the globe to
bem
unlock
ocupados, hein, galera, pra cumprir
our
tudo
new
isso.
PvP mode called Push will challenge teams in new and exciting ways. Players will also be able to unlock new cosmetic items through the in-game store and Battle Pass, as well as complete weekly challenges and experience the start of Competitive Play 2.0. And of course, everyone will also be able to access the revamped heroes, PvP maps, and fan-favorite game modes from the first Overwatch game. Our next season will arrive in early December, where we will introduce a new tank hero along with a new map. We'll have more themed cosmetic items for players to earn and unlock, and an all-new Battle Pass, and also in the in-game store. And in 2023, we'll continue to release a new season every 9 weeks with either a new hero, new map, or new mode. Players will get the chance to earn more themed content, complete weekly challenges,
Provavelmente dou umas playadas assim,
There
Ju.
will always be something new to play. In 2023, we'll also begin releasing our new PvE experiences, which we're really excited about. We're really looking forward to being able to share more with the community as we get closer to releasing them.
I know we've seen more and more games shift towards that free-to-play model in recent years, and it really does seem like players have taken a liking to it, especially shooter fans. Did that have an impact on deciding to make Overwatch 2 go free-to-play?
Honestly, not really. For us, free-to-play games offer a lot of advantages. From the very start, Overwatch was designed to be a social experience. We have heroes of different roles, and they all rely on each other in order to accomplish their objectives in the game, so it requires a lot of teamwork. We also see that outside of our game, within our community, with fan art, cosplay, and the Overwatch League. We know our fans are having the most fun when they're playing with their friends or meeting new ones, and the move to free-to-play makes it easy for everyone to just drop in, play the game, join the community, whether they own Overwatch 1 or not. And with Overwatch 2 crossplay enabled, people can play together.
Esse negócio do crossplay é um bagulho que eu acho da hora, cara. Sinceramente, pra mim, praticamente todo jogo devia ter, mano. Porque facilita a integração de tudo, né? Claro que dentro dos limites,
There's
né?
someone there that they can feel connected to. Because the Overwatch universe is and always will be a place for everyone. And we feel like we have an incredible opportunity with Overwatch 2 to really embrace it.
I can't wait for October when this incredible journey will begin for all of us. Now that we have a better understanding of what's to come, I'd love to dive a little deeper, starting with Overwatch 2's new approach to PvP. Can you maybe elaborate and explain a little more?
Sure. PvP.
Cara, isso é da hora, mano. Isso é muito show.
Overwatch experience, and we've made some tweaks to it over the years, but Overwatch 2 really gave us the opportunity to put the mode under a microscope. And we really wanted players to feel that they had more impact. Significant fundamental changes that we just couldn't do in the current live game. This was a foundational shift that changed everything. Heroes, maps, and more. So we had to reevaluate every aspect of PvP to ensure we got it right. We've been encouraged by player feedback from the first beta, and we will continue to make updates and improvements in the game.
Well, earlier today, I had a chance to sit down with a few additional members of the Overwatch team and hear more about all the work they're doing to redefine PvP in Overwatch 2. So let's take a look.
One of the things that gets us up in the morning, happy to work on Overwatch, it's first and foremost a really special game, the way we portray a bright future. Everyone on the team is really proud of it.
We're bringing an all-new PvP experience. We're transforming from a 6v6 to a 5v5.
Changed a lot of how we design heroes and actually how we balance them as well. We had to go back and look at all the heroes and all the tanks especially and make sure that everyone fits and works really well in this new paradigm. This newfound importance on each individual player to feel like they can really make an impact on the game.
We're trying to obviously maintain the original character's identity and overall silhouette, colors, statements, but also kind of bring something a little bit new.
We can make balance adjustments really quick.
Esse bonezinho do Bastion,
Our
cara.
design team sees that there's an issue.
Jeff Goodman and the rest of the hero design team have been loving all the feedback coming in. They have tons of awesome ideas about how to change or adjust balance.
So heroes like Orisa got a major rework. We're looking at how many barriers are in place. You think about Overwatch, you think of these really protective shields. But we're looking at it from the perspective of, what if she didn't have that? What would that even look
Tem
like?
que saber usar melhor essa lança da Orisa. Toda hora eu usava errado, cara. A verdade é que o Overwatch League tá competindo no Overwatch 2 já faz um tempo.
All the maps.
Olha isso, eu não sabia, cara. Interessante, mano. Da hora.
A lot of our old stuff just looks gorgeous now. We've done a lot with the art and with lighting and shadows and just made stuff pop a little bit more. We also added some options with like daytime, nighttime.
I think all of the Overwatch 2 maps are custom recorded in the actual place. We've hired a field recordist to actually go capture ambience of the real world location.
Que show, hein?
We realize it's a subtle detail, but those are the things that really make these maps come to life.
We have done a pass playing all the old maps in 5v5 and adjusting things for that kind of setup, whether it's moving cover around just a little bit or tweaking a door.
In the beta, we're listening to feedback, so we're going to improve each map based on what the players have been saying.
We've been working on these for a little while now, and we're really excited about it.
We were really happy with the positive feedback once people were able to play it.
Tentar jogar com a Echo, velho.
Milestone for us to get
Saiu
it in
bom,
players'
não.
hands.
Será que o Papa do Rio de Janeiro vai ter funk, tiro no fundo?
Competitive play is a different thing to a lot of different people.
Caramba.
And we really didn't think we were providing...
Ou será que vai ter Vem jantar, criança! Tem um filme aí, eu não lembro qual que é, cara, que tem essa fala nele. É um filme que, tipo, era localizado no Brasil e tal. Mas daí os caras me soltam uma dessa mó aleatória assim no filme, de fundo. Vem jantar, criança!
After action report. So you can look at the report while you're in queue. You could actually go into your history section and look. We want to work towards providing you with information that will help you improve your game.
We've been getting feedback from a lot of different areas, from our community team, like streamers, influencers. We've also been getting a lot of feedback from Overwatch League players.
We do want to actually provide a bit of feeling of progression. So one of the other changes we're making alongside that is not making your skill rating quite so granular. Right now, it's a very hard number. Instead of a numeric skill rating, we're adding these skill tiers within the larger ones. If you see someone at a really high skill tier, you know that that person is not just that good of an Overwatch player, but they've earned it.
Rapaz, eu tentei jogar com a Ju, mano, mas eu só me lasquei, bicho. É bem dinâmico o sistema dela. Eu vou ter que me acostumar muito pra aprender a jogar com ela, velho.
PvP game mode on several different new maps. We've been playing it in the beta, and we've actually been using it in Overwatch League as well.
And once we started playtesting it, it was kind of an instant hit.
There's a level, it has one path that goes all the way through it from one base to the other, and in the middle is TS1. And he's this lovable robot with a pair of barricades next to him. And the players are essentially fighting for control, and if they take control by taking out the other enemy team, TS1
Cara, só
will
me fala
move
uma coisa, vai ter modo caos, por favor.
towards the
Coloca aí o
to win,
ranked do
you
caos.
either get that barricade all the way to the
Tá muito
enemy
feliz.
base, or after a certain amount of time, did you move your barricade farther than the enemy team did?
Sei não, prefiro 2 CP ainda.
I think the maps are great. provides for a lot of different like locations where a lot of great
Esse CP era o que mesmo, ô Chique? Tô meio desatualizado das abreviações aí.
We developed a lot of engine upgrades in the game, so this allows us to do faster iteration. This was a huge effort by our engine team to allow the art team to build faster, more detailed environments in a shorter amount of time. You will get to experience the game world. We wanted to feel much more immersive.
2 pontos de captura. Ah, tá. Isso era legal, sim. Eu curtia também.
Overwatch 2 is a dream for audio features. It's everything we've ever really wanted to do. We really go into every little bit of detail, trying to find a way that every sound will cut through. When we started on Overwatch 1, we were really focused on the headphone mix. We thought for, you know, a PC-first kind of game, we realized that people listen to Overwatch in all types of different places. So now we support home theater, Dolby Atmos in the game. Now consoles offer all kinds of new things too, like 3D audio that we're supporting. There's new voice lines, new conversations between all of the favorite heroes.
Entendi. Isso é
so many. There'll be more.
Sabe, uma coisa que eu fico um pouco chateado quando tem esse tipo de mudança é o fato deles não manterem os outros, porque era legal também os outros, cara. Então dá pra colocar novo sem tirar o antigo, né?
For our Overwatch finals.
Porque daí se o outro tiver só no modo arcade vai ser meio...
You're gonna get that in Overwatch 2, but even more.
You know, we're really listening to that feedback.
Se bem que, né? Eu acho que eu só jogava modo arcade,
This is
então...
gonna be super fun. We just need people to be able to play it.
October 4th is really just the beginning.
Velho, eu só não tô aceitando a Marcinha contra a voz, mano. Toda vez que eu olho a Márcia, eu fico triste, velho.
I personally can't wait to finally get my hands on the full PvP experience when Overwatch 2 goes live this October. And October is just the start. As Paul mentioned earlier, Overwatch 2 will continue to evolve and grow over time. But what does that mean for us, the players? Well,
nossa, o pessoal achava muito desbalanceado. Alguns mapas eu confesso que eu não gostava. Dava a impressão que sempre o posicionamento dos pontos às vezes acabava sendo... Como é que é a palavra, meu Deus do céu? Cara, eu tô mal hoje, hein? Assim, dando vantagem, né, pra um lado ou pra outro, mas ainda assim era bem legal, cara.
We'll be able to drop a ton of content in very frequently as we're updating the game through these big seasonal drops. We're looking at releasing heroes every other season, and then a map in between those. And on top of that, we're looking at dropping a ton of content involving skins and other great goodies for players to get their hands on for
Louco, aquela Marcinha ali.
We have so much that we want to do in Overwatch to develop this game because we think it's the next step for us. We think there is
aquele papo da skin mítica lá é a skin paga lá do negócio.
To our new seasonal-based schedule, making this
eu quero aquele mecha da diva, velho. Olha que da hora, mano.
It's exciting at the same time because
é louco.
I know what this team can do.
We really want players to be able to anticipate when things are going to enter the game.
With all the new content and events coming in, it's even more important to just make sure that everybody knows what's coming.
And along with the free-to-play change, we're doing away with loot boxes entirely. We have a new Battle Pass model coming in, and we have store as well, so players will have a lot more control.
Não, que isso? Se o jogo tem na minha língua, como é que eu vou fazer? Não jogar na minha língua, já?
Over the past couple years,
Pois já está pirando.
E
outra, o trabalho de dublagem do Overwatch, ele é muito bom, cara.
We're trying to follow the narrative, pick the hero that makes sense, or do we need to create a hero that answers this meta, counters a certain strategy that's too strong in the game?
We've got 2 more supports and another tank in just the first couple of seasons, and we're still working on new characters.
Tô curioso com aquela raposa ali, velho.
As well. There's characters that folks have already seen glimpses of in the story, and there's also characters that you've never seen before, never heard about.
We were looking at making sure the new heroes fit within this new, very fast-paced paradigm and less shields and crowd control. You can see a lot of that reflected in team play moments, but with a much faster-paced vibe.
We want to push the sci-fi, the futuristic feeling of maps. There's a touch of sci-fi everywhere you look, so this is something that was a little bit more subtle in Overwatch 1. We really want players to feel that the world takes place in not so distant future.
Coming up next is Rio.
Aí, ó. Ah lá, mano, as favelanas do Rio lá, ó. Ixi.
It's close to the team.
Chique, hein? Caraca.
From Brazil, so it was kind
eu tinha visto algumas coisas desse mapa do Rio, mas tá muito bonitão, velho.
There's a map that takes place in Portugal.
Oh, vai ter Portugal também, ó.
Because our lead environment artist, he's from Portugal. People from the location should really get a sense that we've done a ton of research. And we were very inspired, and I think we captured it pretty beautifully in the game. It is a push map, one of the newest game modes, and we tried some pretty interesting layouts. So we hope the players like it. We definitely want the game to feel like a globe-trotting adventure.
There's new types of content from what you're used to in Overwatch 1. We have charms, we have...
The current mythic skin that's in the works, that I worked on actually, is for Genji. He's got this kind of cyberpunk...
Caraca! Rapaz, olha que louco, mano.
...to be this next tier of skins above Legendary. We want players to be able to go in there and pick and choose certain pieces meant to be this extra awesome Legendary skin that you can customize.
Olha, isso é legal, hein? Poder personalizar isso.
They're going to be released over the seasons.
All this amazing stuff, all of the amazing skins.
For weapon charms, really what we're looking for there is just for the players to be able to express themselves and dress their character up. One of our core tenets on Overwatch visually is to focus a lot on the first-person view. We want you to be able to see it and enjoy it while you're playing the game.
One thing that was really important to us was to make sure that players, if they earn anything in the game anywhere, that they're able to use it everywhere. So if you earn something on console or on PC or in Overwatch 1, you can always use it in anywhere in Overwatch 2 as well. And with each new season, there'll be a ton of new content and a new battle pass as well. These seasonal updates will allow us to be constantly infusing the game with new content, new heroes, new maps. So the game is going to feel fresh just all the time.
There's always going to be something for you to do or to work towards. There's never going to be a point where you're like, gosh, I don't have anything to do.
Being able to provide players with
Sim, bem louco, né?
So often new maps.
It is going to be a growing and an evolving game. There's so much for us to explore as we move forward.
Get ready. It's going to be really exciting, really fun. With both PvP and PvE, there's going to be really great content for you to immerse yourself in and continue to play over and over again with your friends.
We can't wait for October 4th. We're just excited to be back.
I mean, it's so great to see how much thought and care your team is pouring into really elevating the game through post-launch season. So, you mentioned that PvE is coming in 2023. Now, can you tell us how the development is going and why the team is committed to bringing these type of experiences into Overwatch?
We're all so invested in the world of Overwatch and the heroes that live in it. And through the years, we've developed cinematics, animated shorts, and graphic novels for our players who just want to get deeper into the lore. With PvE, we have an opportunity to go a step further, to go deeper into diverse storytelling in ways that we really just haven't been able to before. So we are planning to expand the Overwatch universe through these seasons that we just described, and we will start delivering this PvE gameplay in 2023.
PvE will be delivered through the live service, and that means we'll be able to deliver and tell more Overwatch stories and create more opportunities to experience our heroes. Here's a sneak peek at what we're working on.
The team's goal for PvE in Overwatch 2 is to basically move the overall story of
tava precisando mesmo, meu
a
jovem.
lot of short stories on the way. There are a lot of to-be continues. It's time for us to close off some of those stories, ask new questions.
Rapaz, brinca com isso não, mano.
Canon of the lore of Overwatch 4.
Get those doors open!
For the PvP live service, for certain seasons, you're also going to get some PvE maps. You'll be fighting Null Sector in at least some of the maps. They've come back and they're mad, so it's Overwatch's job to take them out. There's
Overwatch of the Colossus, né?
immerse yourself in
Caraca, véi!
over and over again.
A lot of the older guys from the original Overwatch team, they're coming back, but they need help with some of the younger generation like Brigitte and Lucio. So we're going to tell the story of how Overwatch basically gets back together. Another thing we want to do with the story is to showcase more of where the characters are from. For example, Torbjorn is from Gothenburg. Players will get a chance to see what Torbjorn's factory looks like.
You can play PvE with your friends and immerse yourself in the world and stay inside of it a little bit longer.
Ué, essa hora?
This is incredible.
Tá rolando, Little, o evento lá de revelação do Overwatch. Tá conferindo aí, meu.
Is there anything
Ih, chegou bem na hora boa do PvE, hein?
Yeah, we are so excited for today, and we're so excited for you all to be able to see everything that we want to show you. And we really cannot wait for October 4th when we're all playing this game together.
Neither can I.
Já revelação.
Take a look at a brand new hero That's
Nova heroína, Rainha Junker. Eita, nós, a braba aí, ó.
First time they're in the beta later this month already. Now, before we do,
Oh, já vai estar disponível esse mês, cara, da hora.
origin story to get to know the next great Overwatch character a little better. Paul, Aaron, we appreciate you spending some time with us today. Best of luck to you and, of course, your entire team as you gear up for that launch. Let's take a look.
Junker Queen.
1, 2, 3, 4!
Me lembrou Borderlands. Ai, caraca. Ela parece muito loucona, velho. Muito louco, mano.
Well, I know sacrifice and I know pain. On Mixed Mutants Raiders, many I'd say, Town is my domain, and when I'm done, none of this will remain. There will be a reckoning!
Wow, just wow, what an unbelievable new hero.
Eu pensei que ia ser em CG o trailer dela.
Junker Queen. But first, I wanted to introduce art director Dion Rogers and a few new faces to the show. We have narrative designer Miranda Moyer and cinematic director Ben Dye. Thank you guys so much for joining. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Happy to be here.
Quero ver agora, mano. Vai ser as interações do Rogue e do Junk com ela, cara.
I mean, the effort is clearly paying off. That short was just so much fun to watch. Now, it's been such an exciting week for everyone watching, but I'm sure for you three as well. Players have learned that the next beta is coming on June 28th. Can you tell me a little bit more about what we can expect
Tem
to see?
CG ainda, pelo menos eu acredito. Ah, vamos torcer, velho. Merece.
We're gonna add a new map, Rio. Junker Queen will be playable finally. So this should be pretty fun.
I mean, I personally can't wait to get my hands on Junker Queen, and you're representing her right there with the cool shirt as well. What a great segue. So let's talk more about the newest Overwatch hero.
I think it's super exciting. I know everybody has been really anticipating this character for a long time. She's been super prominent in our lore ever since the Junkertown map came out, and I think people have really been looking forward to finally getting to experience everything that she has to offer.
What makes Junker Queen so unique, and why do you think the Overwatch players will love her?
So Junker Queen is interesting. Usually when we start a character, we do a bunch of drawings and we have a little story. But she was kind of born out of the Junkertown map. We started to create this map that was associated with Roadhog and Junkrat. This narrative started to appear where they've been kicked out of the city. And so we're like, who kicked them out? And we're like, well, maybe there's some sort of leader. So we had the kind of Junkertown decree that you can see in the level. And then over time, it kind of developed that it was a queen.
During the short, we're actually developing her personality. She's full of attitude. You know, that's what we love about her is she's really, really strong. So she's very recognizable. And obviously the lore behind her is very interesting. So some of that potentially can bounce off what the game design will be.
It's great to hear that it's just such a collaboration with the Overwatch team.
Yeah, this is the fun part about working together.
The Overwatch universe, it's filled.
Pelo que dá a entender, eles meio que até certo ponto ficaram com equipes diferentes, né, do Overwatch, Overwatch 2,
Each
né?
one of those to life, but in a meaningful way. So let's take a
Não
deeper
foi
look
negócio
at
assim, tipo, em conjunto o tempo todo, né? Pensa mais no
When we
verão.
started on Junker Queen, first we have to decide what kind of role she's going to take. So she's a tank. She's a really aggressive tank. You know, we didn't want her to be kind of a Reinhardt style, stay back and guard her team. She's got this very ferocious nature, and we wanted for that to be represented in her gameplay as well.
Personally, what I'm most excited about Junker Queen is just her big axe, you know, just to be able to swing that thing around is awesome.
It's always great to have some sort of anchor point to make sure we really incorporate this axe into her.
Caramba, no tanque, tipo, extremamente ofensivo, velho.
Secondary we call Jagged Blade. If you do your quick melee attack, she will kind of swing with the blade instead of normal punch. It does a little bit of extra damage and creates a wound on the enemy. So she can throw the blade as her secondary fire, and it's really a great sort of skill shot to be able to land on an enemy, especially like a moving enemy if you can land it. And after you throw it, she'll recall it, and the force of recalling it, if it's stuck into somebody, will actually pull them forward. So she can actually kind of pull people to herself if you can manage to stick that blade into somebody. For Junker Queen's ultimate, we have an ability called Rampage. She creates this kind of whirlwind of magnetized metal, including her weapons, and it whirls around her, and then she dashes forward, and you try to go through as many enemies as possible and tag them all up. That also wounds everybody, which is really important because it's very easy to hit with this large area effect, so it heals you for a lot. But also, it creates a debuff on the enemies that reduces the healing that they receive to 0.
Our sound designer has done an incredible job with her. She's full of snarky fun to the way she plays. So all throughout her kit, there's little guitar sounds actually hidden. So if you listen to her axe, she pulls it out and there's a big screech on the guitar strings. She pulls it forward. We have a wonderful actor named Leah.
Herói pros players que não gostam de esperar o tanque, né?
Here I am.
It's really amazing when the right actor matches the character and the personality. You feel this sort of magic that comes out of it.
I think players are gonna love her. She's scary, she's awesome.
She's a departure from any other hero that we have here.
You know, this is just a straightforward badass character.
She's just been so much fun to work on, and I'm just so glad to get her in people's hands finally.
The Queen of Junkertown has arrived. So how does the Junker Queen fit into the overall world of Overwatch?
I think Junker Queen's pretty interesting because there have been previous rulers of Junkertown. Junker Queen was not always the queen. And the old rulers of Junkertown have always been kind of content to just, you know, lord over the city. But Junker Queen, she has a very big axe and big ideas to go along with it.
What did you aim to achieve when developing Junker Queen?
We want to tell deeper stories for our heroes, have heroes that are connected to the world of the game. Big thing for Overwatch 2 is to move the lore of Overwatch along, so these type of heroes help that.
What are her abilities, and how do those abilities actually make her successful in the role she's in?
What's pretty awesome about this hero, she was developed when 5v5 from the start. She was never a part of the 6v6 world.
Isso é interessante, hein?
She's the only tank on the team. What abilities that will help bolster the team. She has this commanding shout. It boosts the speed and armor of the heroes around her. So especially you need to push through a choke. She does the shout, all the players hear it, they move forward. She has a bunch of weapons, you know. I think she named one of her weapons, right?
Yeah, her knife that she throws.
Mostrando umas ceninhas ali, hein?
Yes, right. A lot of her abilities kind of drain on the heroes and gives her health back.
Her ultimate, basically, it shoots
Caramba, que da hora isso.
whirlwind with her axe that it does like a big anti-nade on everybody around you. So she's very aggressive, and people are going to have a ton of fun playing it.
Are there any particular maps you feel that Junker Queen plays really well on?
Getting close is where she's pretty dangerous, so maps that have a nice flank routes allow her to get in closer to the enemy and then start to do what she does best is reckoning.
So another big piece of news over the weekend that got the Overwatch community just buzzing with excitement was, of course, the tease of your new cinematic trailer, The Wastelander. It's going to premiere here in just a few moments.
Isso é interessante.
Ben, can you tell us a
Toque
little
como
bit more
estrangulamento nas legendas.
In the very
E havia ali várias coisas meio esquisitas, cara.
There's talk about what type of story you want to tell, right? Should we include Junkrat? Should we include Roadhog? But ultimately, I think we wanted to center focus on Junk, exactly on our main character. It's a character reveal. It's potentially a sort of a revenge origin story, you know. Actually give a little bit more lore into Junkertown, how she became the queen, how was that society being governed, you know, prior to she become the queen.
Well, you and the team, you guys pour so much love and time into these cinematics and into these heroes, and it really shines through. I want to thank all three of you for taking the time to sit down with me today and sharing all of this amazing information.
Yeah, thank you.
I know the fans at home are on the edges of their seats. So am I, waiting to see it. So let's take a look at the world premiere of the Overwatch 2's new cinematic, The Wastelander, featuring the latest hero, Junker Queen.
Take them out with the rest of the garbage. Let the Wasteland deal with them.
Mom? Dad? What's happening?
We fought in a war together, Mason. Don't
Please, don't leave us out here alone.
get out of my city.
What? I'm not allowed to have a bad dream? No wastelander has ever made it to the reckoning before.
Era o Junk ali?
Here I am. A free-for-all.
Sem regras.
And the survivor gets the throne.
Hey, Junker.
Welcome back, Junker.
King Howell has never lost. Not in 13 years of rule.
Caramba.
Not until today.
The reckoning begins in 5, 4.
Did you really think this would be a fair fight? You don't survive the reckoning unless the winner grants you mercy. That's why I've got to win this whole thing.
Tá, preula, mano.
All right, let's get this started.
Isso aí vai ser monstrona, hein?
Scavengers like you ain't so bad.
Tá, preula, velho.
You know how to fight dirty.
Tá, preula, velho. Que chumbada, mano. Ponto final do mapa no game. Ah, da hora. Aquele mapa de Junkertown é aqui, né? Nessa arena? Eita.
G'day, Mary. What are you smiling about? If you're smart enough to run the Tinkers, why are you working for this strong guy? Like you'd be any better.
E aí, pessoas?
E aí, Bruno Play? Chegou perto do final do negócio, velho. Tá rolando ali a cinemática da Junker Queen, cara. Mano, a bicha é muito louca, velho. Ei! É, Reizão. Ah! Cara, pior que esse mecha dele tá parecendo muito aquele mecha da diva lá de Junker lá, mano.
You haven't had a real fight. In 13 years, we had them every bloody.
Mano, ele é muito louca, velho. Uma versão 2.0 da Jinx. Sem controle total. Eu tô achando ela mais ponderada um pouco que a Jinx, na verdade, na real, viu, Ju?
Not in this arena.
Eita, preula. Caraca, velho. Nossa. Ah, o Junk. Ixi.
This meathead has a bigger magnet.
O maior. Ei!
Ei.
Ih, caramba. Agora vai vir no ódio, hein?
That could have gone better.
O cara, tipo, mano, ferrou, velho. Ei!
You idiot! I'll kill you for that!
Not today.
Ah, moleque. O cara tá uma broca, velho. Tá preula, mano. Isso aí, velho. Morte ao rei.
O Heisenberg, esse daí.
Né?
I'll give you the same mercy you showed my family 13 years ago.
Da hora.
Get out of my city.
O Junk. Olha o Rogue ali, agora que eu vi ele. Ah, que da hora, velho.
That turned out alright, didn't it? But now they're probably wondering what sort of changes I'll make around here. Well, buckle up. They're about to find out.
Isso aí que eles estão mostrando o que, Luiz?
É tipo os trailers revelação da nova heroína, né?
Ah, tá.
Todo herói, geralmente, eles ganham, né? Esse aí. Acho que todos eles têm, né? Só que já fazia 2 anos e uns quebrados já que não tinha um novo. Você vê quanto tempo de coisa conturbada na Blizzard, né, velho? É, cidadão. Deram uma garrafinha pra ele.
Well, that about wraps things up for today.
É verdade, né? Acho que tem um punhado ainda que não tem o trailer completo, né?
For tuning in, and make sure to follow Play Overwatch on social for all the latest news and announcements about Overwatch 2. And I can't wait to see you all in game.
Apresenta,
Eles deram data já de lançamento?
4 de outubro vai sair ele freezão.
Legal.
A skin Junker da Diva tem lore, a Diva participa dessas brigas aí também. E aquela mecha da skin é o que ela usa. Ah, então, eu lembro, eu não sei se foi você que tinha falado ou se eu tinha lido sobre, na época daquela skin lá, mas eu vi mais ou menos sobre isso. Eu só não sabia que ela fazia isso direto, no caso, né? Eu pensei que ela foi um evento único, assim, que ela participou lá, por talvez estar passando pela área, sei lá. Essa rainha vai ser tanque, ô Bruno Play. Só que é tipo tanque ofensivo, cara. Muito ofensivo. Os caras falaram que o mapa que pode flanquear vai ser perfeito pra ela, cara. Aí você imagina, né? Mas não, foi bacana, meu. Comentaram então bastante, né, sobre questão dos conteúdos a cada 9 semanas, né? E vai rolar herói, mapa novo, uns modos diferentes também. Ah, aquela raposinha ali, ela vai ser um dos heróis, talvez, suporte que vão rolar aí no novo. Só que eu acho que aquela raposinha não é a forma verdadeira dela, viu? Acho que aquilo ali é um skillzinha.
Forma de waifu.
Ah, às vezes pode ser uma waifuzinha, né, cara? Eles adoram botar waifu. Voltar a jogar D3? Você joga D3 ou não?
Não, só jogo aquilo lá pela história só. Acabou a história, acabou o jogo.
Acabou o jogo. Bom, gente, acabou aqui a apresentação, né? Foi bem bacana aí. E aquele negócio, né? Depois de tanto tempo aí, nós realmente tivemos algo interessante do Overwatch e as novidades foram boas. O mapa de Kanezaka lá tem uma lore de uma garota raposa. Pode ser que ela invoca ou transforma. E isso aí foi o que eu imaginei quando eu vi aquela raposa ali, velho. Alguma coisa do tipo. Mais transformação, mas pode ser invocação também. Aliás, até faria sentido o negócio da invocação e fazer como se fosse o pneu do Junk, né? O char fica em um canto e o bichinho vai pra fazer determinada coisa, né? Pode ser isso aí. Vamos ver. Mas foi bem louco, bem louco. E vocês, o que acharam aí das novas revelações do Overwatch? Curtiram? Empolgou voltar a jogar? Como é que tá? Comenta aí pra gente. que vai ser bem
Ou vai
bacana.
voltar a jogar?
Ah, cara, eu acho que eu vou acabar voltando, né? Agora vai ter um beta, dia 28, né? Isso, tá vendo as datas? Eu sou péssimo com data, velho. Dia 28 agora desse mês aí tem novo beta e a Junker Queen vai estar disponível. Então vamos aproveitar ela. O W vai renascer. Cara, eu acho que com essa parada do free to play, mano, ele vai ganhar um bom up, cara. Nas coisas aí. E o importante, né, pra esse tipo de jogo também é as competições, né? O Chico, ele tinha comentado uma coisa ali que eu realmente não sabia, ou pelo menos não me lembrava. Os campeonatos, os últimos campeonatos de Overwatch oficiais que tiveram, eles estavam ocorrendo com o Overwatch 2 já, o sistema do Overwatch 2 e não com um mais, né? Então a galera já tá bem preparada, né? Pelo menos os mais bom da boca lá do topo, né? Então vai ser bem interessante acompanhar isso. E agora com o Free to Play também vai possibilitar que mais pessoas aí comecem a participar do jogo e, porventura, entrem nas ligas, né? Talvez a quantidade de times aí possa aumentar bem mais, né? Então isso vai ser interessante. E como eu falei antes, eu pretendo um dia, cara, juntar a galera aqui do canal, mano, e participar de um campeonatozinho de Overwatch, só pra ver até onde a gente chega, cara. Eu acho que a gente não passa na primeira partida, mas vai que, né? Vai que. Ai, seria interessante, mano. Fazer as baguncinhas, beleza? Bom, gente, então eu acho que é isso, né? Vou ser main DPS do time. E eu vou jogar de healer, só pra ficar bom o negócio, cara.
Vai ser pro player.
Pro player de healer, mano, ainda, hein? Misericórdia, cara. Mas é isso aí, galera. Eu agradeço muito a todos que acompanharam a live. Espero que tenham gostado, que tenha sido divertido aí, né? E, como sempre, deixa aí as impressões que vocês tiveram sobre o jogo. É importante pra gente acompanhar. Essa live aqui eu já vou disponibilizar ela no YouTube em breve. Eu só não sei se vai ter algum corte, né? Porque às vezes tem uma parte do vídeo que tem copyright, às vezes dá alguns probleminha aí. E aí, por conta disso, a gente acaba tendo que fazer alguns cortes, beleza? Mas é isso. Pronto aí, agradeço aí, chegou no finalzinho, mas participou um pouquinho também. Muito obrigado, meu jovem.
De boas, mano, é nóis.
Thank you. Né? E é isso, gente. Valeuzão. Vamos lá. Não esqueça aí de acompanhar o canal também nas redes sociais, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Discord. Aqui na Twitch, deixando aquele seu lindo e maravilhoso follow. E lá no YouTube, com a sua inscrição, like e clica no sininho para receber as notificações dos conteúdos no vídeo bom. Beleza? Vou ficando por aqui. Até mais. Tchau, tchau. E sayonara. Falou, povo!